Hi, welcome to day 3, reflecting and redirecting. In reflecting, we ask questions, and in redirecting, we point ourselves or the person whom we are helping to some practical direction. Firstly, reflecting. If someone comes into a situation where, for example, in a CG or some private makan, and then you suspect abuse, then probably it's good to speak to each of them separately to get an accurate understanding of the situation. To avoid putting the victim in danger, simply say that it is your preference or practice to speak to each member of the couple individually. Of course, in the counseling session, this would be easier, but try to understand the situation from both sides' point of view. And in reflecting, there are some questions that are easier to answer and would rule up much of guessing. Question 1: Do your fights get physical? This kind of question is easier to answer than one about violence or abuse. So, do your fights ever get physical? Do either of you use alcohol or drugs? That's the second question that you might want to ask. Third, do you feel safe with your spouse? That's a big one. If you have any questions about the presence of abuse, do not try to address marital issues with the couple together until the issue of safety is thoroughly addressed. So I guess these 3 questions would rule out further going through the process, rule out any waste of time, rule out any misunderstandings or wrong turns. After you have ruled out these major questions, then there will be some more common questions. Number 1, has your spouse ever hurt you physically or tried to physically intimidate you? Number 2, if yes, when was the last time it happened? 3, how often does the abuse happen? 4, have you ever tried to get help? 5, what have you done to get help? 6, has it worked? 7, does your spouse go through the cycle of tension, battering, and then sorry, as we mentioned in the previous day? Describe 8, describe what usually happens. This is a chance for elaboration. 9, are you afraid for your children's safety or the safety of other family members? 10, do you have a plan for safety if the abuse happens again? Now, for redirecting, we want to provide wise counsel. The first issue is safety. Definitely, there must be a working out of a plan of safety with the victim, and this is essential. Sometimes, what keeps a victim in the abuse situation is the lack of resources to escape. Be sure you investigate and check out this need, whether there is in fact a safety first issue, and whether this can be planned for when the abuse happens again. See you for day 4.